We're back this week for another edition of Te Akau TV, and we're joined by Te Akau Principal David Ellis. David, it's been a big week for you, obviously, at the Ready to Run sale. Can you talk us through the week that's been and some of the nice purchases you've made?
Yeah, it's been a terrific sale. Absolutely one of the best I've ever been to. And we bought 5. We bought 3 fillies, a colt and a gelding. And we just couldn't be happier with what we've got. And they're selling so quickly, it's quite incredible.
And some really nice types, as you mentioned, David, a couple by Ace High there. Obviously, the stallions had great success over the weekend, winning the 1,000 guineas with Molly Bloom.
Yeah, well, that Ace High filly, Molly Bloom, was as impressive a 1,000 guineas winner as you will ever see. And I think the stallion, who's by High Chaparral, a really exciting sire of sires. And yeah, we're just thrilled to have another 2 Ace Highs in the stable.
And the other 3 by, I guess, predominantly staying sires and Shocking, Vanbrugh and Contributor. Vanbrugh, obviously, you produced Wild Knight, who ran second in the Cracker Million 3-year-old race last year, and you've had success with Contributor with Campionessa over staying distances. She ran in the Australian Cup in the autumn. David, can you talk us through a couple of these just very quickly?
Yeah, well, the Vanbrugh is a gelding, so that's one less expense we've got to have. He looks like he'll be an autumn 2-year-old. The Contributor, she looks a pretty exciting staying filly. And the Shocking filly, I think, is as nice a horse as I've bought at the Ready to Run for quite some time. She is pretty special.
And just quickly, can you tell us through what happens with these horses once they leave the sales room? Do they go straight into the stable, or do they go back to the farm, take some of the green grass there at Te Akau Stud?
So these horses have had quite a busy week. They've been in and out of their boxes for hundreds of different buyers. So they're pretty tired. So we send them back to the farm for a couple of weeks. They get onto the nice green grass and they really relax and unwind. And we'll have them in the stable in 2 weeks' time. And gee, it's exciting to have 5 horses like this to train.
Fantastic. Well, I guess just quickly, I had caught a glimpse of Karen's inbox before, and there's lots of inquiry coming in. So make sure you get in touch. There's a new website now available, and it's become a lot easier now to be able to pay by credit card and to be able to secure your share now. So, David, do you want to talk us through that process? And
yeah, well, Julia Rose has been working for the last 6 months on getting our new website, and gee, it's exciting. It's really very impressive and makes buying horses pretty easy. And we're having a huge amount of interest from people all around the world, in Australia and New Zealand, wanting to be part of the team, because with the huge increase in stakes that's taken place in the last 3 months in New Zealand, it's a great time to be involved in our industry.
So it's as simple as that. Feel free to get in touch over the weekend. The team will be more than happy to talk to you on the phone or via email. So get involved and become part of a really Group 1 fun winning team as
Absolutely.
Well. We're going to cross over to Sam now. We're going to talk through, I guess, the week that's been, and obviously the runners going into Counties Cup Day now. So thanks for your time, David, and I'm sure we'll catch you again soon. Well, we've just crossed over from Te Akau Principal David Ellis, where we've spoken about the recent Ready to Run purchases, and now we're across to Matamata to talk to Sam Burgesson, Te Akau trainer. How's it going, Sam? What's all the news?
Yeah, good, Hazy. Obviously, team's been busy at the Ready to Runs. We had plenty trial there yesterday at Taupo, races at Rotorua on Tuesday, and then races tomorrow and a busy weekend Saturday. So it's all go.
Awesome. And you've spent a bit of time down at the Riccarton base. Can you just talk us through or give us a wrap up of Cup Week and I guess the future plans for the stable down the line there?
Yeah, the South Island team did a fantastic job this year. They had plenty of winners and the horses looked great. They all ran well. It was a pleasing Cup Week. We obviously, the 2,000 guineas, we nearly got there. Obviously been by a super horse, and then the Copeland Smile, we ran second as well, but Fish and Shoot was fantastic. And the 1,000 guineas girls, they sort of had run out of steam. So, we're really pleased with all our runners, and we're keeping the base going down there. So they've sort of got a dozen horses still down there going at most of the the guineas and it's business time and things like that are going for a spell. But fashion shoot, she's going to continue on to the Group 1 at Wellington, the TAB Classic over the mile. So she just had a short freshen up. She's back down there. Hunter Durant is going to stay on down there, so he's really excited to sort of keep that going. And like I say, massive thanks to Kendall and Ashley and Amit and Shane and Hannah and the team down there. They did a massive job for us. And then, Amit and Kendall are back on their way home, and the rest of the team are still down there keeping it going. So it's an exciting time to sort of keep a base down there. Obviously, we've had a South Island team before, it's just run so well. We thought, why not keep it going? It's gone fantastic.
Fantastic, and obviously the results speak for themselves down there as well. Every horse gets their chance as well, so that's awesome. A quick look at the wrap up of the week that's been. I guess we'll touch it on Riccarton because we've been talking about that on Saturday. So nice to see Elegant Lady get a well-deserved victory there. In perfect scenario, every time he heads down the line there, he seems to grow a leg.
It was good. Obviously, Elegant Lady's a homebred, and she was running really consistent races. The step up to 2000 obviously suited, and Opion, as always a massive plus. So to win a race like that with her on a massive stake day was a massive thrill.
And Caulfield. Sorry,
perfect scenario as well. Sorry, I got you touch on him. He was a massive effort first up. Obviously, lugged a big weight with Lily Sutherland on, and it was a great ride. He's still showing a keenness to race, and obviously he's getting a bit on there age-wise. But he's another one that, is still loving his racing, and, a stable favourite. He's an absolute gem to have around the stable. So it was, a massive thrill for him as well.
Absolutely, the good-looking son of Ifraj there. And Caulfield there on Saturday, the track played relatively unevenly throughout the card. I know Skew If was a big run out wide there. The eventual winner, Magic Time, she was with her all the way up the straight, and I thought that was a really meritable performance.
Yeah, for sure. I thought they both ran well. Zarian, unfortunately, just went a bit quick in front, and sort of had all right to sort of run out of steam there. And Skew If, she's just a fantastic little mare. She tries so hard. Just sort of the barrier draws didn't really help us on Saturday, but they both ran creditably, I thought.
Cool. Well, we might have a look at 3 cards this week. We'll have a quick look at Taranaki on Friday, the Counties Cup meeting at Pukekohe Park there on Saturday. There's a handful of runners down the line there in Whanganui as well. So kicking off there at the foot of Mount Egmont, we'll start there in race number 1, the West End Bowling Club maiden 3-year-old event here over the 1400 metres. She Turns Heads has a pretty impressive form line going into Saturday. Unfortunately, draws wide there in barrier 13, but has the services of the informed jockey Warren Kennedy.
Yeah, obviously Warren's a massive plus. Racing consistently. We probably thought she would have won a race by now. Probably a little disappointing this time in. But we've put the blinkers on her. We're probably going to ride her a bit colder. She just hasn't been finishing off her races. So if Warren can get a bit of cover sort of midfield there and with the right run, she should be a really good winning chance.
And race 5, the Energy City Ford 1400 rating 65 benchmark. Ferriato got the job done there at Rotorua on the heavy track last up.
Yeah, a really good first up effort. She's trained on well. But another one with a bit of a sticky gate, so we'll need a little bit of luck, but with the right run, looks a nice each way chance. And
Invincible was scratched there at last Saturday.
Yeah, so the sort of track at Tauranga deteriorated massively, and she was in the last race. We've opted to run here. I'm glad we sort of missed last Saturday. Hopefully the track, it looks like it's improving. It's a soft 6 this afternoon. Another one that's drawn sort of a little bit niggly, and probably needs to find cover because she can tug along a bit. But if not, tomorrow, look for over a mile and possibly even further.
Fantastic. And the race 6, the La Nuova 2000 meeting rating 75 benchmark. 2 take their place here. Belle of the Ball carries the top weight with 59.5 kilos, and Family Ties gets in nice and light there with the apprentice Jessica Allen on board.
Yeah, Battle of the Bull's probably been a bit disappointing this time in, but up to 2000, hopefully. We think she may be looking for a bit more ground now. If she jumps away with them and gets the right run, hopefully she can rediscover that form, because if she did from last year, should be a massive chance. And Family Ties has been running really well. The step up to 2000, we think, really suits her. and any given the track, she doesn't mind. So if she can, posse up there for Jess with the nice lightweight, hopefully she can run a really good race. And on her previous runs, she should be hard to beat.
And race 7, the Revital Fertilizers 1800 rating 65 benchmark. Elma Net, the daughter of Burgundy, draws barrier 4 with Jonathan Parks on board.
Yeah, probably been a little bit disappointing this time in. We think back left-handed up to the 1800 really suits her. Nice barrier draw, so should get a nice run up and behind the speed there. And another one, hopefully that'll present a nice chance.
And over to Whanganui there in race 2, the Inter-Building Limited 3-year-old 1200. Quite a competitive little 3-year-old field this, but Valentine has displayed talent. The son of Toonmi Loose draws barrier 3 with Jonathan Parks on board.
Yeah, blinkers go back on him, which we think is key. On his track work, he'd be really hard to roll, but the one at the top especially looks like he's got plenty of upside. So yeah, like you say, a small field, but plenty of quality. So look, we think he deserves his chance. He seems in good form here at home, and he wouldn't mind any rain as well, which I think they're forecast a little bit tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully if he travels down and does everything well, he can rediscover some of that form.
And race 3, the Air Whanganui 1200 rating 65 benchmark. Mark gave the viewers a steer on Caravella last start, where she duly obliged and won that race. Caravella draws barrier 1 with Jessica Allen on board.
Yeah, lovely barrier draw. Obviously, it was good to see her win first up with Opion. He gave her a gun run. She should get another nice run from barrier 1. Just whether she runs, we'll just sort of have to make a call in the morning whether that rain that they're forecast they're going to get, I don't think would go if it was a heavy track. So we'll sort of wait and see on that front. But she seems in good form at home, so is capable of running a nice race again.
And race 4, the Right Livestock 1200 rating 75 benchmark. This is another one that's come up pretty competitively with some really good form references throughout. Wairau Cove draws barrier 1 with Lily Sutherland on board.
Yeah, and one's drawn to get a really nice run. Lily is riding in fantastic form. I think she's leading the Apprentice Premiership there, and rode perfect scenario super. So another one we're probably going to wait and see with what the weather does and just make a call in the morning whether he runs. But if he does go, he seems in fine form here at home. He's always a horse that we thought has plenty of ability and was probably destined for a bit more than 75. So we're looking forward to seeing kick off his campaign.
And Polly Plum, the daughter of Extravagant, she really finished off last season really well with 2 victories there on the heavy tracks at Matamata. I thought she trialled really well the other day there. She comes into this race to start off her 5-year-old campaign. How's she tracking going into this?
Yeah, really well. Like you say, she did trial super. Jess rides her all her work, so she knows her really well. And she'll roll forward from barrier 3 and if not be leading, sort of be in the first 3 or 4 then, and I'm sure we'll give a great sight at Wanganui. Normally it does play sort of a bit front runner-ish. So look, she should go down even if the track was probably heavy because she does seem in really good form and has got through it before. Yeah, look, she can be a really nice lightweight chance with the right run.
And over to Pukekohe Park for the Counties Cup Day meeting. Some really competitive fields there. We kick off in race 2, the Franklin Long Roofing 1200, rating 65 benchmark. Bella Mio draws barrier 2 with Niranjan Palmer on board. Yeah,
drawn nicely, and the kilo off will obviously help. He's back to 65 grade for this campaign to start off. So, a massive plus. He's got plenty of improvement to come in his coat and things like that. So whether he does it on Saturday, is yet to be seen, but he'll definitely improve from the run.
And race 4, the Listed Counties Challenge Stakes, a small but select field with, I guess, the top end of the Kirk Million market in there. But I guess with just 6 runners, there's 110,000 up for grabs and some much important prize money for Bellatrix Star Americato to claim in the lead up to hopefully a race start in January as well. Sam?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, there's only 6 runners, but they all look like quality. So we will know a lot more after Saturday. Look, Maricato just had no luck on debut, went forward and got posted and then went back and was still wide. So I thought he ran really, really creditably for 4th there. He should get a much more softer run on Saturday. Opion obviously always helps. And the blinkers go on. I think that's key. He's worked super in them and he seems to have come through that first up run really well. So Look, it's going to be interesting, but he deserves his chance, and I'm sure he's capable of running a really good race.
And Bellatrix Star, there, Jaws Barrier 5 with Matthew Cameron on board.
Yeah, probably just overdid it. First up was a touch keen and didn't really finish it off. We'll probably be pretty neutral. Obviously, it is only a small field, but we'll ride her for a bit of cover and look to see her get home because she is a really speedy filly and she's got a really short, sharp sprint. So if she gets a nice track into it, hopefully she can round it off.
And race 5 there, the Group 3 Hanoi Farm Counties Bowl Open Handicap over 1100. Romancing the Moon finds herself quite nicely in at the weights. Obviously, the top weight is a very good horse in Babylon Berlin, very accomplished, but sits in nicely with 53 kilos and Cosiasano on her back.
Yeah, nice lightweight, and Cosi knows her well. She probably may find it a bit sharp there on Saturday, but it's sort of a nice race to get her campaign back on track, and a really good chance of picking up some more black type. She'll roll forward. There is plenty of speed in it, so you'd imagine she'll be third or fourth there, and behind them with a bit of cover. And look, it is another field that's lower numbers, but real quality. So hopefully, with the right run, she can sneak some black type there and sort of get her campaign back on track. She just sort of missed a bit of work following that last run. So look, this will lead in nicely to a race at Te Rapa on the 16th. There's an open 14 Group 3 there. So, yeah, like it.
Nice. Race 8, the Group 3 Counties Cup Open Handicap over 2100. Aromatic ran second last start, Draws Barrier 3 with Opie Boston on board.
Yeah, look, she won this race last year, and I thought she ran really well. Meets Equicade at a better weight swing this time round. Look, Akau does look quality, but I'm sure Aromatic can give her a real shake. Any rain around would suit. It looks like the forecast has improved in saying that, but she goes on all grounds and tries really hard. So she's another really nice each way chance.
And race 9, the Group 2 Dunstan Horse Feeds Auckland Thoroughbred Breeders Stakes, weight for age for the fillies and mares over 1400. Campionessa Draws Barrier 2 with Matthew Cameron on board.
Yeah, probably going to be short of her best, but it's a nice race to kick her off in. Obviously, it's probably not the flashiest field, and she is capable of running a cheeky race in this sort of state. So, John Well, Maddie Cameron on is always a plus. So hopefully, look, if she can't be in the top 3, we just hope she's sort of rounding it off.
And a wee favourite of yours in Wolverine there. She was fresh up the other day after 190 days in between races. Last race, obviously, in Brisbane there and for the Chris Lee stable. She finds herself second up here on Saturday with 57 kilos and Opie Boston in the back. Yeah,
Opie on obviously as a massive plus like it always is. But a bit of a sticky gate, but we'll probably ride her neutral. She can get on the bridle a bit. So look, we'll go back and hopefully we get a nice track into the race coming to the turn, and she can present at the right time, and hopefully she can show that finish that she has in her younger years. Obviously she's a long time out of the winner's circle, but running consistent races. We think she'll improve off that first up run, and the step up to 1400 we think is hopefully going to suit. So hopefully she can bounce back to winning form and get back in that winner's circle, because it has been a while. But look, she seemed to have come through that first up run well and is bouncing around here at home. So happy with it.
Awesome. Well, best bet for the weekend there, Sam. Where are we going?
Oh, look, I'm going to stay loyal. I'm going to actually go with Wolverine each way. I think she's at good odds. Meets a field that's probably not that strong for a Group 2 and for some fantastic prize money. And I'm just hoping, she can rediscover that form for a really good ownership group.
Absolutely. Well, fingers crossed for you and your friends and family with Wolverine there on Saturday. Sam, thanks for your time today. And I guess next week there's a pretty important meeting there at Otaki. Some nice races on Thursday. And then we head into Te Rapa and Whanganui for some quietish races, but I think there'll still be some pretty interesting cards there as well for Saturday. So thanks for your time, Sam. We'll catch you again sometime soon.
Awesome.